In October 1813, Napoleon faced the greatest defeat of his life at Leipzig, the Battle of the Nations. As his exhausted army retreated across the Rhine River, the Sixth Coalition prepared to invade France in November. Austria offered peace under the Frankfurt Proposals. If France returned to its natural borders, Napoleon could keep his throne. It was a good deal, but Napoleon hoped to negotiate better terms. The war continued, and by January 1814 the situation looked hopeful. Allied armies crossed the Rhine. French soldiers surrendered. Former allies abandoned him. Even within France, support was fading. Yet with only 70,000 men, many of them young and inexperienced, he faced nearly 300,000 Allied troops advancing toward Paris. But his army was now small enough for him to command directly. What followed would become one of the most brilliant campaigns of his career. In February 1814, Napoleon struck first. The Allies had divided their forces, a fatal mistake. In just 6 days, he launched a lightning counteroffensive against Blucher's army of Silesia. At Champaubert, Montmirail, Château-Thierry, and Vauchamp, Napoleon defeated an enemy nearly twice his size. In less than a week, he shattered Blucher's army and revived hope in France. But the victory was temporary. In the south, Schwarzenberg's massive army of Bohemia continued its advance. Napoleon turned and defeated them at Montereau. Still, the Allies vastly outnumbered him. On March 1st, Britain, Russia, Prussia, and Austria signed the Treaty of Chaumont, pledging not to negotiate separately and to continue fighting until Napoleon was removed from power. Any hope of dividing the coalition was gone. Meanwhile, French cities offered little resistance and surrendered. The economy was collapsing. The people wanted peace at any cost. Napoleon continued fighting at Craonne, Reims, and Arcis-sur-Aube, often heavily outnumbered. At Arcis, with just 28,000 men, he faced an army of 80,000. Even he could not overcome such overwhelming odds. Desperate, Napoleon devised a bold plan. Strike behind Allied lines, cut their supply routes, and draw them away from Paris. But in Paris, the diplomat Talleyrand secretly informed the Allies that the capital's defenses were weak and politically unstable. Encouraged, the Allies made a daring decision. They would march directly on Paris, ignoring Napoleon. On March 30th, 1814, 120,000 Allied troops attacked Paris. After a day of fierce fighting, the city surrendered to prevent its destruction. When Napoleon received the news, he was only a few miles away. For the first time, his marshals refused to continue the war. They told him it was over. On April 6, 1814, Napoleon unconditionally abdicated the throne. Under the Treaty of Fontainebleau, he was allowed to retain his title and a guard of 400 men, and was exiled to the small island of Elba. After more than a decade of war that had cost millions of lives, Europe was finally at peace. But Napoleon's story was not over. Within just a year, he would return for one final gamble. The 100 Days.